I'll just do a quick intro to this video. I created like a comprehensive timeline of YouTuber apologies. So I will show you like a quick timeline. That's essentially spoiling everything for you beforehand, but it's so you can kind of see where I'm going at. And I'll explain this a little bit more in depth in just another minute, but essentially I have created what I think to be probably the most comprehensive historic timeline of YouTuber apologies. So if you're not interested, click off. So I just wanted to get started by pointing out fair use and that this video is probably going to have a lot of trigger warnings for people. So just so you know, I'll flash that on the screen now. And please don't send these YouTubers any hate. So throughout this video, I'm going to try not to pass off judgment to these YouTubers as well. I'm not sure, that's possible, but I'm going to do my best so I don't do that. And just so you know, I do have like a script in front of me a little bit just because there's a lot to get into. So So I just want you to know that I watched almost all of these apology videos. The only exceptions I'll let you know as they come up. And I'm also going to come up with a sort of hypothesis at the end. Now, since it's at the very end, it might not actually be in this video. So, what was my original idea? So, if you guys don't know, I'm filming this on April 16th. And a couple weeks ago, David Dobrik had this kind of big scandal happen where he put out an apology video and then he put out another apology video. And this is the year 2021. So, I was kind of inspired by like that. And I thought, well, the first one wasn't well received, but then the second one also wasn't as well received. At the time of like writing this script. I feel like it's a little bit better now, but anyway, I just kind of wanted to do a video about just YouTuber apologies in general. And I just decided to do a quick Google search and I ended up on a website called knowyourmeme.com. So very, very scientific, I know. But anyway, I'll just read a little passage from that now. So knowyourmeme.com defines the YouTube apology video as a trope of YouTube posts in which a person offers an apology for an offense or a scandal that they've induced. So I would agree that most apology videos kind of fall under like that definition, so I'm not going to argue that point. Just after all of my research and my overall timeline, I would say that maybe it doesn't quite fit that as well, but then again, I maybe took into consideration some videos that maybe aren't technically apology videos. So YouTube apology videos started becoming popular in the mid-2010s. While the date of the first sincere YouTube apology video is unclear, parodies started around as early as 2015. And then they go on to say, like on August 19th, 2015, YouTuber Peanut Butter Gamer posted a parody giving an overly sincere apology for an error he made in a Super Mario Galaxy playthrough. And this kind of gained like 1.5 million views, so it was very, very popular at the time. Anyway, the thing that I kind of focused on was the date of the first YouTube apology video. I ended up falling down this giant rabbit hole. So I tried several methods of researching YouTube. I tried by date and like the filter from the newest to the oldest and just kind of scrolling. YouTube kind of got rid of this feature though. I'm not sure when, but it was really hard to find like the oldest YouTube videos. I tried adding in some coding. It also didn't work. I think just because YouTube is such a big platform. So I started searching by like videos that just were titled like I'm sorry, and I came up with like a lot of not very sincere apology videos, kind of like Know Your Meme mentioned. There was kind of like a trend in like the early, maybe like the 2012, where people were offering apology videos for like a long laundry list of things, and it didn't kind of fit like the overall apology video that I was looking for. So anyway, I came up with this idea that I would look through like the earliest, most subscribed to channels. And I mean, I did kind of hit like an area where people, you know, were apologizing for things, but they weren't making videos on it. Like they would come out with a statement. One of them was like the Lonely Girl 15. She was one of the top YouTubers at the time, but it was kind of just all made up by a company. So she wasn't really real. But anyway, like the New Yorker did like an expose on her, and like I think the company ended up later apologizing, but like that still didn't count in my mind because it wasn't a video that came out. But I did kind of see a lot of OG YouTubers, and a lot of them do actually appear on my list. So I mean, it ended up working in the end where, I mean, I just kind of searched Google and I could sort by year. And that did end up giving me a couple extra like apology videos that I added to my timeline. So I think we can kind of all agree that the reason why the 2010s, or at least the mid 2010s, where the apology video kind of came about, was because of like cancel culture. And I know people like are going to say, well, you know, a lot of YouTubers blame cancel culture, like everything on that. And I kind of see why now. Like Twitter being a part of it, like if you think about it, Twitter isn't really like that old, and it kind of gives platforms to like the average person. So when enough people start tweeting about the same things and kind of getting into like this hive mindset, like I think that that really feels into cancel culture, and it causes these YouTubers that are misbehaving, like in our mind, like a reason to put out these apology videos. The other thing is that YouTubers before like the mid 10s, they weren't really seen as celebrities, or at least if they were like very minor, like not even B-list celebrities. They were like the C or D-list celebrities. So as like YouTube kind of became a bigger thing, they ended up getting a bigger platform, a bigger audience. So they went from being like one of us, the average people, to YouTubers being like a somewhat celebrity in their area of interest. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And there's a couple YouTubers that kind of mention this sort of effect. Psych IRL does a lot of videos. I don't think she kind of addresses like this specific subject. I could be wrong. I haven't seen every single one of her videos, but just the fact that like YouTuber apology videos are a thing and it's something that people parody and make fun of, like that kind of gained my attention. So anyway, without further ado, I guess, let me just get into the timeline of some of the earliest apology videos. So you guys will see like this whiteboard in the background of the video, and essentially I made like a little whiteboard timeline. I also have it like in my script. And essentially it's all the major apology videos, or at least the start of apology videos that I could find. I'm essentially spoiling this entire video, so if people want to look up these YouTubers and the years and stuff, I did put them in order as much as I could. I ended up making a couple like addendums to this, but essentially I'm going to be going through from the very start of like apology videos until now. So buckle up, kids. Here's part 1. SHAYTARDS, October 5th, 2009. This video is titled I'm Sorry, and it gives like the date and the number 214. So this is kind of like the start of most YouTube apology videos, and I'll kind of get into that later. But if you don't know who the SHAYTARDS are, Haley Elizabeth did an amazing series on family vlogging channels that I think you guys should check out. The SHAYTARDS are featured in her 3rd episode and was called The Downfall of Family Vlogging Channels, like SHAYTARDS. So she goes into the background of this channel. It started when husband and wife Shay and Colette met and had their 5 children. They're a religious family that are part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aka the Mormons. Shay Carl started it in 2007 as like a diet vlogging channel, but it soon developed into like a daily family vlog. So, just wanted to give a little background and the context of this video. They're my like first timelined apology, and I mean, I probably could have picked like anyone in this sort of era, but in this video, we can kind of see a glimpse into like the family vlogging style that they would be known for. The video starts out with Shay Carl filming his like daughter making food, and then him coming up and like surprising her and scaring her. It's only a couple minutes long, but essentially she goes and heads out to the back porch, I'm guessing, or like the backyard, and he follows her, and he's talking just about his life, how Colette's out of town, and that's the reason why he is kind of apologizing, is because he's had to take care of the kids, and so he hasn't been able to put out much content. So
I'm behind. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Let's be honest, shall we? Yeah, get in the swing, I'll push you. I'm behind. I'm behind on footage. Come on, just give me a break. I just need mom to get home tonight.
So if you go into like this era of YouTube, like daily vlogs are starting to become more of a thing. So essentially all of the first like apologies are like, I'm sorry, I'm going to upload more, I'm going to be more consistent, or like my content's going to be better. But I picked this family one because I thought that it was like a good reflection of the time period. So I would consider this as like a sincere apology, but it's not something that like essentially is super dire in nature. I would consider it genuine though. And part of the reason again why I picked this channel is because if they had kind of stopped blogging or vlogging at that time, like they probably wouldn't even be on the list, but they became well known for their consistent contents and upload. So that's part of the reason why they made my list, is their top tier kind of YouTubers, or they were at one time in their genre. So PewDiePie, 2012. And the title is just I'm Sorry. So PewDiePie, if you don't know, was the long-reigning like king of YouTube. Hopefully I don't have to tell you who he is, but in case I do, Felix Schellberg is a YouTuber who became famous for his Let's Plays. He has since diversified his content, but he is still a gamer that like never dies. So he's had the most subscribed to YouTube channel from 2013 to 2019. He currently has 109 million subscribers, and at the very end where he was like sort of overtaken, he still uploads. He's still like one of the top channels, but he was overtaken by T-Series. So anyway, if you don't know who PewDiePie is, I don't know why you wouldn't, and you would know about me. But this video though, for his apology, was originally deleted by PewDiePie, so you can find a re-uploaded one, and the reason why I even found it was the fact that it was a re-uploaded one with like French subtitles. So in the video description, I could see that the original upload date was December 31st, 2012. So it barely makes the 2012 year deadline. And I'll put like a little thing on the screen of where like it should be in his content, but essentially he did delete it from his channel. Let's see, it should be between the Dissecting Frogs Bully Part 4 and Hole in the Wall Connect with Girlfriend, which appeared on January 1st, 2013. So overall, this isn't really like any apologies that videos like that we know of today. Some of the context has kind of a little bit been lost with time, but apparently he had gotten into like an argument via Twitter with some other gamers saying that he was only doing YouTube for money. So he had posted kind of like a sarcastic reply on Twitter, and some fans kind of took it the wrong way. So they thought he was being serious, and he was putting out that video as like an apology. I mean, sarcasm doesn't really go that well in like the written medium, so I can kind of see why he felt the need to clarify with this video. In this clip that I'm going to show you, you can see like a young Felix earnestly telling us that he loves what he does and he didn't want his fans' feelings being hurt. So I'll insert the clip here.
There's been some rumors going on about me saying that PewDiePie only cares about money, making money on YouTube, and he doesn't give a shit about his fans. And I feel like you bros know that this is obviously not true. Like I feel like it's pretty clear if you're actually watching my videos.
So one thing about this time period of YouTube where, I don't know if you guys remember, but essentially YouTube started becoming like a viable career and people started making money. Well, a lot of YouTubers were kind of getting flack for selling like t-shirts or like merchandise with their name or their channel name on it. And people were kind of viewing those YouTubers as like sellouts. So, PewDiePie was making like money from YouTube, and he just wanted to kind of clarify saying like, I mean, yeah, I do make money, but the reason why I'm doing YouTube is not because I want to make money. It's because I like making videos. So that was also like a pretty common apology in this time period. So HolaSoyGerman or HolaSoyGerman. I'm not quite sure on the pronunciation on this. This was 2013. A little bit unspecified as to like the date of it and also like the title of it. So despite the fact that this channel name is Hello, I am German, it's actually a Spanish speaking channel and the person's name is German, or at least Herman. I think that's how you say it. This is one of those videos where I kind of have like a little bit of an addendum. I have like a little X mark here because I'm not sure like the original video that I'm watching is actually his like real apology. I don't speak Spanish, so I mean, I really don't know if this is like the correct video, but essentially this was one that I could not watch. So I have watched every single one of these apology videos unless I have like it marked or crossed off, or at least the majority of them if they've been deleted and re-uploaded. I think I've watched all of them, but this was one where, I mean, I wasn't sure that if I was actually watching the real apology, but essentially the overall controversy was HolaSoyGerman is like a gaming YouTuber. He's still really popular. He still does like videos, but essentially Herman was exposed by like another YouTuber named Yo Lord Destructor, claiming that he was like using bots during his gameplay. I was never able to verify if this was actually true, but as far as I can tell, HolaSoyGerman was never caught using them again, if he ever did in the first place. So essentially in like the Spanish speaking game community, this was like a pretty big deal. It was a majorly controversial thing at the time. I mean, cheating in any game is, but I could not verify if that was actually true. So, Shane Dawson, September 25th, 2014. My apology, blackface, and offensive videos. So Shane Dawson is an OG YouTuber. I think a lot of you will probably recognize his name because, I mean, he's still he's a pretty infamous character. I don't want to say he's popular anymore, especially in 2021, but he started by making comedy videos. He eventually went mainstream and appeared in some B-list movies as well, making a movie through a TV show. He hosted a podcast. He was involved in several different projects. He resurged in popularity in the mid-2010s for his conspiracy and documentary-style YouTube videos. Essentially, not only did he restart like his career, but he restarted a lot of other YouTubers' careers, especially since almost all of them were like controversial characters. So in this apology in 2014, we see Shane is apologizing for his use of blackface and offensive content in his early YouTube career. This will be the first for many for Shane, and I'll show you a clip now.
First of all, I'm not racist, but this video is not me defending myself or telling you why I'm not racist and I love black people, guys. It's not that. This video is me apologizing because I understand why some people think that.
As you can see in this video, he says people are calling him racist, but he spends most of the apology saying no, he's not racist. Maybe I have done something offensive. Maybe I have gone too far. No. He defines blackface later on in his apology. He claims he didn't know what it was / like the historical significance behind it. He just wanted to do it to like become the character. He talks about how it wasn't offending his audience, and he does talk about a girl on Twitter that was making blog posts about him and tweets. So he talks about how he cares about his audience and how he was meeting them in New York. And then it kind of goes into kind of like a promotion for his like movie, which I looked up, and it was called Not Cool. And he ended up like saying that, you know, these reviewers were also kind of claiming the same thing, how it was racist. If you guys don't know, trigger warning, at one point in the movie, and this is a comedy movie, he made it into a comedy movie. At one point in the movie, he has a homeless man eat shit, basically, like fake shit, but like in the context of the movie, real shit. And the reason why the reviewer said it was racist was because the homeless person, you know, was African American. He says that we just picked the best person for the part, yada, yada, yada. So not getting off to a good start. Just keep in mind the name Shane Dawson, because he is going to show up a heck of a lot more on this timeline. Austin Jones, May 2015. The title is Setting the Record Straight. So Austin Jones was a musician and YouTuber. In 2014, he released a song called We'll Fall Together, which reached the number 12 position on the iTunes pop chart. In May 2015, a music website called PupFresh released an article about Austin saying that he had been contacting underage girls and asking them to twerk for him. It then snowballed into a bigger story about solicitation and child pornography. So I will show a clip.
First, what I want to do is set the record straight. Since this started online, there are a lot of rumors and a lot of lies. They're just not true. Nothing ever went further than twerking videos. There were never any nudes, never any physical contact.
This whole video is over 16 minutes long. He asks his audience at the very start to listen to the whole video before they make any judgments. Just so you don't have to watch it. I did watch it. He talks about how it took a while for him to respond to the rumors because he was on tour. And then when he got back from his tour, he just decided to, trigger warning, commit suicide. He was then in the hospital for his mental illness. He claimed that he wanted to tell about his life. Basically, he goes into depth saying that his sister died when she was young and he was young, and that his family had a lot of deaths. His father was an alcoholic and he was absent. His house ended up burning down. He started self-harming. He had depression. It's just basically like a whole video of him like going into his personal family history, and it kind of sounded like a big excuse almost. According to Wikipedia, I know, reliable source, right? He pleaded guilty to a single count of receipt of child pornography on February 1st, 2019, and was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison on May 3rd, 2019. So essentially, like, these twerking videos did end up like causing him trouble. I'm not sure if like the DA found other things on his computer or whatever, but I mean, he was soliciting them from his fans, so not good. Drama Alert, January 9th, 2016. The title is We Got It Wrong. I'm sorry and we'll do better. So, going into Drama Alert was established by Keemstar, aka Daniel Keem. He is the creator of the channel, and it's where he focuses on like news reports in the YouTube community. So he's been through several controversies and conflicts through the years. Keemstar had reported on a Twitch streamer, RS Glory and Gold. In the show, Keemstar had said that this RuneScape Twitch streamer had been arrested as a child molester / like sex offender. This caused Keemstar's audience to dox this man's stream and channel. And what made it more despicable was that the streamer was 62 years old at the time, and it turned out to be the wrong man. So keep that in mind later. In this clip from Drama Alert, 2 hours later, titled, We Got It Wrong, I'm sorry and we'll do better, he says this.
I feel fucking horrible. I pride myself on getting you the facts. Like, I pride myself on getting this right. And not only did I fail you, but I failed this stranger that I don't even know that sent a bunch of hate his way. Like, it just, this innocent guy that had nothing to do with anything. And I want to fix it.
So it's almost a 6-minute apology. It ended up getting a lot of dislikes. It had 51k likes and 163k dislikes. So he mentions in the video that he fired his employee. He talked about compensating the man in this apology. But what makes this story even more interesting is that a couple of famous YouTubers have since called out Keemstar on this incident. The first one being iDubbbz through his Content Cop series. So the second call out, being more recent, is H3H3's Content Nuke. I kind of think that it's an homage to iDubbbz's series. So interestingly enough, Keemstar has since suggested that the man was actually a pedophile, despite there being actually no evidence, as a way to kind of distance himself from the situation or defend himself. So I don't know if it's true or not, but it's quite despicable. The Fine Bros, January 26th, 2016. So we're kind of getting into like the big YouTuber apologies and the ones that are essentially monumental in this sort of genre. So if you don't know, the Fine Bros are known for their successful React series. some being YouTubers react, kids react, elders react, etc. In 2016, they noticed a lot of other channels copying like their content and their style, like video style essentially. They decided to copyright or like license the word react. In this plan, anyone who did a reaction video would be part of their MCN and they would receive benefits. And the Fine Bros would end up getting part of the profits. The YouTube community lost their minds. This was universally bashed. When it was apparent that their channel was like sinking, they quickly like backpedaled, they rescinded their application and issued this apology.
Has been so overwhelming, and what we've realized is that we completely screwed up with how we originally talked about this.
First and foremost, we're sorry for confusing people by using terminology like our react format. We were never trying to say that every video where someone reacts to something else is something we would try to control.
The video itself was 3 minutes long. It was not well received. People thought that they were kind of talking down to their audience. We're sorry, you misunderstood what we were trying to do. The original video has since been deleted so it's a little bit hard to get statistics on it. But since then, their channel still gets a lot of views, but nothing compared to what it was like pre-apology. And so if you go on to Penguins Zero, the channel, the person's name is Charlie. I don't know his last name, but he's also the Twitch streamer Moist Critical. He actually did like an apology tier list, and he's an OG YouTuber as well. So he kind of talks about how the Fine Brothers apology was like a big turning point in the YouTube community. So if you're interested in that, I will try to link it down below. It's a very good tier list, and he has a lot of interesting takes. Sam Pepper, February 24th, 2016, and it's just titled, I'm Sorry. Sam Pepper was one of the top prank channels at the time, and he had a lot of pranks like pinching people in the butt. First, he put out a video of doing that to women, and then he did another prank video where he did it to men. He got banned from VidCon, then he came out with a video saying it was a social experiment to raise awareness for sexual harassment for men. This caused a big amount of backlash in the community, and a lot of women ended up coming forward with their own stories about Sam. So, this was his sort of apology response to those allegations. I will show you a clip now.
I was one of the first pranksters, prank channels, whatever. And then all these other prank channels, they started coming out, and they'd be doing more and more and more crazy stuff. And obviously I'd watch his videos, and because I come from doing pranks, I'd be like, there's no way they could be doing that. Like, you can't do that. Like, if you do that, you're going to get in trouble. And that's when I worked out, even back to TV I used to watch as a kid, like, all this stuff is fake.
I watched the whole thing, so you don't have to. But essentially, he has like incredibly long pauses in the video. He confessed. A lot of people know this apology because he confessed in the video that all of his pranks were staged. So this was really important because he had gotten a lot of flack for his like killing my best friend prank. He denied all of the allegations for sexual harassment and like rape towards himself. He claimed a lot of the videos were like social experiments. If you're curious, Internet AJ did an amazing video about him that I will actually link down below in this description. It's called The Rise and Fall of Sam Pepper, the Manipulative YouTuber and Twitch Streamer. So if you watch Internet AJ's video on it, it's so interesting. Highly recommend. You can see what kind of happened to Sam Pepper. He stopped kind of uploading on YouTube, and after his like fall from grace, he ended up doing like IRL live streaming with another streamer called like Ice Poseidon, and then he's since made like a transition onto TikTok. So I'm not going to spoil the rest for you, but seriously, go watch Internet AJ's video that he made on him. It's fantastic. Trisha Paytas, March 28th, 2016. And it's just titled, I'm Sorry. This might get me a lot of flack, but essentially Trish Paytas is like completely famous in the community. I could have put her on my like apology timeline at least like 5 more times, but I tried picking some of the bigger apologies that she had. So if you don't know Trish Paytas, like I said, I kind of don't even know where to start with her. She's one of the most famous YouTubers. She's known for being one of the internet's largest trolls. She's famous also for her apology videos. She was on reality TV. She has so many internet fights and friendships with other YouTubers. Recently, she's known for being half of the Frenemies podcast with Ethan Klein of H3H3 fame. She has a little bit of a redemption arc with a podcast calling out other problematic YouTubers, such as the current situation with David Dobrik of the Vlog Squad. This is, like I said, I'm filming this in early 2021. She's also been like a recent advocate for like mental health awareness because of her borderline personality diagnosis. And I keep saying her. We'll kind of get into this later, but I think that's the correct pronoun for her. She could be going by they, them. I could be wrong, but essentially she kind of came out as like being a transsexual man. For one of her videos, she ended up getting a lot of backlash. This isn't this controversy, but essentially I keep saying she. I'm so sorry if this isn't the case, if that's still her pronoun. She might be going by they, them now. I'm not entirely sure, but I will say she throughout this video, and if that's wrong, I do sincerely apologize. But just so you know, when it comes to like this apology for 2016, Trisha apologized essentially for like misusing her platform. So she had recently had a couple of breakups where she had made a couple of videos about her exes. She had like 2 quick breakups like happen like very recently before her apologies. So I will show you a clip from that right now.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to make this video as a very public apology. Like I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I just wanted to make this video. This is the last video you're gonna see of me like crying and being crazy, I swear.
In this apology, she's essentially apologizing to her exes. She's apologizing for misusing her platform. This will kind of be like the standard Trisha Paytas apology that we'll kind of know. So essentially she is crying like on her kitchen floor. She has no makeup. Trisha Paytas, just so you know, I've like watched all these videos that I've included on my timeline. Normally I've watched them at like double the speed or like 1.5 the speed, and with her videos it's impossible to do that, mainly because she does speak so fast. So she was trying to go for a world record on how fast she speaks, and so like her apologies come out really quick as well. Yeah, this is like a classic example of apology videos, and specifically Trisha Paytas apology videos. When going through all of these apologies too, Trisha Paytas really stands out because she sobs and cries through most of them. She's very hard to understand, and when she speaks, not only does she speak fast, but she speaks in like crying voice. It kind of makes it hard to listen to. You watch one Trisha Paytas apology video, you kind of watch them all. She's very smart too. A lot of people think that she's just this dumb blonde, but I mean, her videos are all over the place too, especially her apology ones. But I do think that she's very much like dumb like a fox. Like, which means she's not dumb at all. So anyway, take that for what you will. Leafy is here. March 2016, apology. Leafy is here is a controversial YouTuber that popularized like gameplay commentary. So most of his videos would have a topic that would be talked about, but on screen it would be showing highlights of various game playthroughs. Essentially, Leafy commented on some videos or like a video uploaded. So for this controversy that Leafy got into, he had commented on a video uploaded by Tommy NC 2010. So this man started getting doxxed by Leafy's fans. The big controversy came when it was revealed that Tommy NC was autistic. So H3 made a video on the situation, which caused Leafy to apologize, but since it was hard to find it, I will just show you a quick clip.
I know I fucked up. I'm not going to sit here and try to redirect the blame. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses, and I'm willing to admit that I am in the wrong here, and I'm sorry.
iDubbbz made a content cop on Leafy, which was taken down by YouTube for bullying. Leafy did quit YouTube for a period of time, but he returned to YouTube when people started saying that he wouldn't like survive on the platform again. So I think it was kind of like a hateful return. As of August of 2020, Leafy's channel has been banned for cyberbullying and making harassing content. So because of this ban, it was hard to find Leafy's apology in full. I'm not sure if he even had it up on his channel when his channel was deleted, but essentially he had been bullied. He was bullying another person on the platform. I'm not sure if you know who this is, Pokimane. She's much more of like a well-known streamer, but she does upload to YouTube. Like a ton of his last content that he had done while he was still on the platform was just focusing on like harassing Pokimane. But like overall, that's Leafy's vibe in general. So I did watch an interesting tier list from Mr. GG's channel where he had, let's see, like an awesome video. Let's see, the title is Why So Many YouTuber Apologies Fail Apology Video Tier List, where he ranked the apologies and he included a clip from Leafy's apology. You can find that part in the timestamp 10:09, so 10 minutes 9 seconds in. I would highly recommend watching the full video because it's very interesting to see his takes on the subject. I would also highly recommend seeing iDubbbz's content cop on Leafy. It was taken off the platform, but it's been re-uploaded, so you can find re-uploaded versions. And I kind of see why they say that iDubbbz was bullying Leafy too, but I'm gonna try not to say my opinion, but in this video, but I'm gonna say it here. Like, he kind of deserved it. Leafy was known for being a troll, and essentially you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Someone trolled him too. TmarTn, July 2016, and it's just titled I'm Sorry. So this I'm gonna do a little bit of a reenactment for you. Cooper, how am I going to get through this video? Sorry guys, I'm not a very great actress. But essentially that's how TmarTn's apology starts. So if you don't know who TmarTn is, he's just a gaming YouTuber. He had this video where he was promoting this site called CSGO Lotto. So it was a video game / like gaming website, and he owned part of the company. So when he did this reviewed video on it, he did not say that in the video, and it was kind of hard to find who actually owned the company. So in this apology, he starts off the video with talking with his dog and like sighing, as I just reenacted. His dog's name is Cooper. It looked a lot like he was just sort of flexing his fancy car, his artwork, like his mansion. And I will show you just like a clip of the apology right now.
Now, my connection to CSGO Lotto has been a matter of public record since the company was first organized in December of 2015. However, I do feel like I owe you guys an apology. I am sorry to each and every one of you who felt like that was not made clear enough to you.
He kind of has this vibe, and I think he says it in the clip where he says, I'm sorry you felt like it was not made clear enough to you. A lot like the Fine Brothers apology. So the problem is that what he did was incredibly illegal. So YouTubers, when they promote brands or products, they have to put in the video that it was an ad, or if they own part of the site or they have like a stake in it. And he didn't tell his audience. So if that wasn't bad enough, the site he was promoting was also like gambling, and TmarTn had like a giant following of like kids. So he was promoting gambling to kids on top of it. Next person is Eugenia Cooney, October 14th, 2016, and it's just titled, I'm sorry. So if you don't know who Eugenia Cooney is, she's a YouTuber who started her channel in 2011. She does cosplays, makeup tutorials, vlogs, and recently she has gotten into streaming. In general, there's almost always a controversy surrounding Eugenia. She is very visibly like has an eating disorder. I'm not sure if it's anorexia or bulimia. She's never come out and stated she has a disorder, but like we have eyes. She's also like a very just controversial figure in general on the YouTube platform. So this apology was prompted by a very specific person too. So 2016, because she has like this eating disorder, she denies it, but essentially another YouTuber called Onision like targeted her. He started this campaign to like bully and harass Eugenia. I think he saw her as an easy target. Online spaces in general never seem to be like that welcoming to Eugenia anyway, just because of, you know, her eating problem. But this clip I'm going to show you, actually I'm not even going to show it to you. This clip I've taken from the apology video. I'm just going to have you listen to her words.
I'm really sorry to anyone that I'm at all angering or upsetting, because I seriously never mean to do that. It kind of just sucks that I kind of feel like so many people on the internet just like hate me right now and seem to think I'm like a really bad person or something. I don't know. Yeah.
It's going to become like a common refrain for Eugenia that I'm sorry you hate me so much. Some people think I'm too skinny, like they think I have a problem. This whole video is 13 minutes and 7 seconds long. It has like almost 40,000 likes and 60,000 dislikes. It's very hard to add this to the list. Essentially, Eugenia went to rehab for her eating disorder, we assume. Shane Dawson did do a series on Eugenia right after she had gotten out. I'm very on the fence about this content creator in general. Like, I have watched some of her videos, like it's not really my thing, but I am still like unsure about like her content in general. I'm not sure that she should have to apologize for existing. There is an argument that someone could make about extremely obese YouTubers. Like, why don't they get the same hate? But for some reason they focus on this poor girl. I don't know. A lot of their argument is used to like deflect, and it's not very constructive criticism. And when you just use it as like deflection, it's not a very strong argument in general. But essentially, Eugenia is one of those characters that is probably always going to be controversial. I don't know how to feel, especially like a lot of people could say that she's very pro Anna, even though she doesn't say it. She says that she does a lot of acceptance for people like at their own body weight, and she just kind of wants people to have that same view of her, but clearly they don't. So, like I said, very on the fence about this content creator. I don't know what to think. PewDiePie, February 16th, 2017. PewDiePie, one of the largest creators on the platform, hopefully don't have to remind you, with this specific apology, it was for a video where he featured the website Fiverr. So Fiverr is a website where you can hire people to do like freelance work for cheap. So some of the service are very niche as well. Like you could hire someone to create a logo for your channel or your business, or like make video cards. It's just, you can do a variety of things using this site essentially. So in this video, PewDiePie was trying to make the point that these freelancers were willing to do almost anything for money. The point where he kind of gets lost in making this is that he hired 2 men on the site who are offering their services to like make a sign and like dance around in the woods with it. So PewDiePie hired them to hold up a sign that said "Death to all Jews" on it. And I will show you a clip of the apology here.
I'm sorry for the words that I used, as I know they offended people, and I admit that the joke itself went too far. I do strongly believe that you can joke about anything, but I also believe that there's a right way and not the best way to joke about things.
In the video, PewDiePie had to address a lot of like allegations that mainstream media was putting out about him, about being like an anti-Semite. Wall Street Journal did like a hit piece on him. Neo-Nazis at the time were even using PewDiePie to like make racist memes. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but it was kind of a really crazy time on the internet. Like within this apology video, he said that he was trying to be funny. By the end, he was kind of tearing up. There's a lot of mainstream media that weren't really having this though. PewDiePie essentially paid a lot for making this video in general. He was dropped from the very lucrative contract that he had made with Disney Maker Studio. His TV show Scared PewDiePie was canceled. He mentioned that like a lot of people lost their jobs. He mentioned that even J.K. Rowling commented about not being his fan. And a lot of other YouTubers understood the point of his original video, but disagreed with how he went about making that point. And like he even had a couple of his friends speak out on the situation. One person that kind of comes to mind, which I thought was pretty brave, was Jacksepticeye. And they're still friends like even now. But essentially like Jack made a video saying, you know, I understand where Felix is coming from, but like I disagree with how he went about it. So Tana Mongeau, or Mongeau, however you want to say it, February 17th, 2017, an apology. So remember Tana because she's also going to show up on this list a lot. So she is a YouTuber that became famous for her storytime videos, and I don't know, apparently it's at also her comedy videos. I don't know anyone who knows her for her comedy, but okay. I actually watched the video The N-Word, which she put out on January 24th, 2017, thinking that this was her apology video for this whole situation. I was completely wrong. In that video, which is still up on her channel, has her making allegations that another YouTuber assaulted her and said the N-word to her. It was a storytime video, and there was a content cop put out on Tana by the creator iDubbbz that came out on February 6th. So essentially like right after this happened. Anyway, in Tana's N-word video, like I'll link that down below. iDubbbz content cop is still available on his site. I'll also link that down below. Essentially, this is her apology for using the N-word. So it's almost 23 minutes long. It had 115,000 likes and like over 400,000 dislikes. This is her real N-word apology video. She admits that she lied on Snapchat that she thought the N-word meant homie or friend. That's what she had originally claimed. She mentioned that she'd prided herself on being such an activist in the BLM movement, Black Lives Matter, and that she was afraid of her past, and like these clips of her saying the N-word would come to light because she was such an advocate. In this apology, she also mentions that if iDubbbz hadn't made his content cop on the video, she wouldn't have fessed up to her past. She apologized that she had told him to kill himself and she had hoped that he broke both of his legs, ruining his career. And the last thing that she had wanted to apologize for was explaining the iDubbbz situation differently than how it happened. So call a duck, Tana, you lied. And you still have all those videos up on your channel. But anyway, here was her clip for her apology video for this.
And I'm sorry for being so fucking stupid. I was just scared and I thought that that was the right thing to do. And it sucks that I'm in this industry where people all, and this isn't an excuse, by the way, it's still wrong, but where people all around you are constantly telling you like, don't address it or just sweep it under the rug, make it seem like it's not a big deal.
Gabbie Hanna, March 15th, 2017. And this is called A Conversation with a Grieving Mother and an Apology. So, Gabbie Hanna was a Vine star who went to work at BuzzFeed. That's how I kind of knew her, was through her BuzzFeed videos. She left and she became a YouTuber who does like storytime videos and comedy. She's known for getting into some drama with other YouTubers. For this apology, she had originally told the story, did a video about a girl who had overdosed. So the family and friends of the girl were hurt that she had put this content out in such a public platform. She had mentioned that a lot of people thought that the girl had intentionally committed suicide, but that was not the case. It was an actual, like, accidental overdose. So I will show you a clip of Gabbie Hanna's apology.
So I had a hand in spreading false rumors and perpetuating false information. So for that, I not only apologize to the family, but I apologize to my viewers for not being more careful with my facts.
So the video was very well received. One thing about Gabbie is that she's very charismatic. I can totally see why she was like hired at BuzzFeed to do social media. Her story times are compelling and I can kind of see why people watch her. And like when she apologizes, she has a very well thought out like plan to it. H3H3 Productions or Ethan Klein, April 2nd, 2017. Why we removed our WSJ video, Wall Street Journal video. H3H3 Productions was established by Ethan and Hila Klein. They have a YouTube channel that contains reaction and comedy videos, but they're mostly known now for their podcast. So in 2016, another YouTuber, Matt Hasson, attempted to sue them for copyright infringement. This is where they kind of became like almost infamous on the YouTube platform. They had reacted to one of his videos poking fun at him. He attempted to get the video removed. When they won the lawsuit, people thought it was a great win for fair use. So it's the reason why I can show clips in my video without getting into like any trouble. Essentially, I wasn't going to include like this video on my timeline, but after watching and like researching, trying to find apology videos and a lot of top YouTubers, like this is what Ethan Klein in one of his podcasts even mentions as like one of his apology videos. The backstory to this apology is that in 2017, they were talking about a story where where it had been reported by the Wall Street Journal about advertisements on YouTube. So this would be later known as like one of the ad gates or the ad apocalypses. There's been a couple of them on YouTube, but companies that were advertising on YouTube and they started like finding out the backstories to some of them, like past controversies and like pulling their money from the platform. So this is why like so many YouTube videos on the platform are now like sanitized. H3 was reporting on a story about how they thought that the Wall Street Journal was like faking some of the screenshots in their article. So I will show you a clip from their apology.
Upon further investigation, we realized that that video was actually claimed, which threw too much doubt into our theory, and we felt it was our responsibility to make a correction and tell you guys of that mistake and to take down the video.
So it turned out not to be true. I pulled this video, but in it, he never really says, like, I'm sorry. They don't apologize to their audience. It was just more of a corrections video. I haven't seen like any true, in my mind, apology videos from H3. I do like them. Like, I like Ethan and Hila, but like, they have gotten into some controversies or have said some stupid stuff that I do think that maybe they should apologize for, but I don't think we'll ever get it. So next, DaddyOFive, April-ish 2017 public apology. So if you don't know the channel, the DaddyOFive was a family vlog and prank channel created in 2015 by Chris, aka Mike, and Heather Martin. They had 5 children. 2 of the children were from a previous marriage. So they pulled some horrible pranks on the kids, but the main focus seemed to be on like 1 or 2 specific children, the children that were from the previous marriage of Mike. So when viewers started noticing the pattern and the abuse, they brought it to the YouTuber Philip DeFranco. DeFranco was one of like the first YouTuber, if not the first YouTuber, to break the story. They had one previous apology video before this, but it was obvious that the father was more angry than apologetic. Heather just kind of sat in the background crying. She does kind of in this video too. This video was put out in their as like their statement. Even like Good Morning America did like a feature on this because it started getting so much traction online, and you can kind of see some parallels between DaddyOFive and the Stauffer family later on. I will show you a clip from the DaddyOFive public apology.
I think we've had a lot of time to stand back, to jump out of character, and to see what we've done and to see how we've come across. And I understand how everyone feels. I acknowledge and I respect how everyone feels about this, and I do agree that we put things on the internet that should not be there. We did things that we should not do.
This was the one that almost made me give up on doing this topic in general. I couldn't watch like the original apology again. I just couldn't stomach it. I did watch it as like it was happening. This one was the one that almost broke me. I should note that even though like I didn't watch or rewatch the first apology again, like I did watch it at the time, the family did end up getting into some legal trouble with this. The 2 children were removed from the home for a time and sent to live with their biological mother. I don't know if they're still in this sort of weird situation, but the parents were ordered to 5 years of probation where they were to not feature their children in their social media. They almost immediately broke this, but they ended up getting like a slap on the wrist. YouTube actually terminated their channel in July of 2018 for violating YouTube's guidelines. According to Wikipedia, YouTube now requires videos featuring children to comply with local child labor laws. I wanted to quote that little bit because in my opinion, that is absolutely not true. Just look at the majority of family vlog channels like 8 Passengers or Ace Family, etc. I honestly don't think I could say that I think that they're keeping a minimum amount of hours for filming their children. What do you guys think? Especially if it's a family vlogging situation, and like with child actors, normally like a certain amount of stipend will go into like a bank account for the children for like as like a trust fund. I don't think that this is happening with family vlog channels. Even like toy review channels. I'm not going to say any names, but it's probably one of the largest channels on the platform. I don't think that this person is getting any money from the videos besides like toys, but Jake Paul, June 3rd, 2017. Dear YouTube, I'm sorry. So Jake Paul, if you don't know, former Vine star, former Disney Channel Bizarrevark actor, YouTuber that became known for creating the Team 10 squad. Honestly, he's mostly known for being an annoying a-hole on YouTube. He tried doing the music thing, rap hype beast thing. He's tried doing the YouTube boxing thing. That has actually been successful for him. Could probably kill someone on video and he would still have an army of children being willing to follow him and defend his content. For this apology, it's prompted by a fake diss rap that he put out to his brother Logan Paul. Keep that name in mind because it's going to show up later. This video is 17 minutes and 43 seconds long. His apology starts at 10 minutes 37 seconds into the video. I feel bad is how he starts that. So I'm going to show a clip from his apology part of the video.
I thought of those things as like jokes, and I thought everyone knew that I was like somewhat joking, like somewhat being, I was more trying to be playful versus like actually hurting anyone's feelings. And the next people I want to apologize to are the Low Gang. Again, like it's always been like this friendly thing of like Jake Paulers versus Low Gang and like pranking each other. And
he apologized for not being himself in this. He's sorry for laughing. He's apologized to his brother for the diss track, said it took him one day to do it. He says something about the Low Gang, which I think is his brother's fans. Honestly, it's a fake apology for a fake fight. I genuinely want to know if he's ever done anything in his life that like doesn't really involve clout being attached to it. He's even smiling in the video. It's not a real apology, very much for clickbait. I don't know why he did it. Jeffree Star, June 20th, 2017. Racism, all caps, period at the end. If you don't know who Jeffree Star is, he's a MySpace star who had like a small music career. He switched to YouTube and started doing like makeup videos. He started his own makeup company and he became like excessively rich. He's very controversial and you'll kind of see why. This video was an apology / response for all of the racist things he did and said in the past. A lot of videos came from his MySpace, Twitter accounts, etc. I will show a clip of the apology here.
It's me that believes in me. I owe you the truth and I owe you an apology. I am so sorry for my words. I am so sorry for everything that I've said in my past. I can never turn back time and take those moments away. They happened, I have owned up with them, and I have lived with it for a long time. And every time that they get re-dragged up, it just makes me just sad because I don't know who that person was.
The total apology is slightly over 15 minutes in length. It's got 302,000 likes, 44,000 dislikes. His comments were turned off. So he admits to being an attention seeker in the past in this apology, and he keeps saying things like, I don't know who that was, says it's wrong, says racism is a serious subject. He deflects a lot of the blame, but doesn't really take ownership over his actions. Jeffree will be a frequent flyer on this list. Just remember his name so I don't have to keep repeating myself. Blaire White, June 29th, 2017. I'm sorry. Blaire White is a commentary YouTuber. She is a trans person, so she's something of a controversial character just because people aren't accepting. And also, she's a trans person, but she has a lot of like very conservative views, which people think is like kind of an oxymoron. In this apology, she apologizes to another YouTuber named Riley for her / their transitioning journey. I'm not sure what Riley's pronouns are, so I'm just going to say her, and I'm sorry if I got it wrong. But basically, she's apologizing for calling out this other transgender YouTuber and for not believing her. I tried to find a clip, find more about like the overall situation and see Riley's side of it, but Riley deleted her video that Blaire had tagged in it, and I'll just show you like Blaire's apology clip.
Having gone through that myself and knowing that Riley went through that, and that during the process of Riley doing that, Riley had this trans person on YouTube making videos saying some of the things that I said is really messing with me, and I feel really fucking bad.
Blaire White mentioned that she and Riley were kind of at the same point in their transitioning journey, so I think that really helped Blaire connect with Riley. She mentioned that even though they disagree on almost every point politically, ideologically, she still feels like she owes Riley an apology for doubting her transitioning journey. Dirty Dom, June 30th, 2017, my apology. So Dirty Dom is mainly known for being part of David Dobrik's vlog squad, and he's kind of plays the role of like the womanizer in the group. Here is his apology for his actions at VidCon in 2017.
The accusations against me aren't 100% true, but to an extent they are. I am aggressive when talking to women, I will say that.
The video is less than 2 minutes in length. It has 48,000 likes and 4,800 dislikes. Very well received, even though it looks like he's not very sincere. Like, it looks like someone's holding him at gunpoint to make this apology. He admits to being very aggressive with women, apologizes to the men and women he's wronged, says he will act differently going forward. He apologizes to the squad for the bad vibes this brought them. This kind of is shocking in the year 2021, but David Dobrik and his crew were untouchable for years. So everyone in that squad were very well liked. In 2021, if you guys don't know, Dirty Dom will be the center of David Dobrik's controversy. Someone came out recently saying that she was like sexually assaulted by Dom. So anyway, this is kind of proof towards that. Maybe he's not apologizing for that incident, but you know, we can see a pattern of behavior. PewDiePie, September 12th, 2017, my response. So this is just his apology for saying the N-word on the live stream that he had. It's a very short apology video, has 1 million likes and 77,000 dislikes, and I will just show you a clip now.
Yeah, but that doesn't make what I said or how I said it okay. It was not okay. I'm really sorry if I offended, hurt, or disappointed anyone with all of this. Being in the position I am, I should know better.
That clip you saw was practically half the video. So this will be PewDiePie's last appearance on this timeline. There haven't been like a lot of controversies since like the 2017 era of PewDiePie. So I don't know, a very tough year for him, but he won't be on this timeline again. Social Repose, November 5th, 2017. Reason, I'm an idiot. I'll just use the wiki description of Social Repose. It says he's a singer, songwriter, and YouTube personality. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know much about him, but this was a very big controversy at the time. So this is his apology video for cheating on Jacqueline Glenn. He has a lot of long pauses in his video. I've watched all of them at like twice the speed, and he still has long pauses. He starts off by saying that he's seen Jacqueline Glenn's video and that this is what caused him to have this response. He kind of implies that she was the one that dragged this out into the public. In the video, he really just apologized to his fans and not Jacqueline. He said that people have warned her, kind of blaming her as well. I'm going to show you a clip now.
But clearly, I have a lot of deep-seated issues. Just look at the stuff that I do. I have a lot of problems. I have a lot of things that I haven't addressed. And she kind of took me on with the thought that she could fix me, and that, you know, there's a lot of good parts that she saw in me, And you know, I commend her for that, but at the same time, you know, everyone did warn her, and
he cheated on her and his previous girlfriend. He admits to that. He admits that she wanted to settle down and he wanted to keep acting like a kid, and that he also mentioned that everyone wanted him to go to therapy or get medicated, but therapy didn't work for him and he doesn't really believe in medicating. What really struck a chord with me and a lot of people at the time is that he admits to a lot of faults in this apology, like sex addiction, wanting to be a child, being maybe a sociopath. But he doesn't take any accountability for that. He kind of just says, well, it is what it is. He again blamed her for going into such detail in her video and the reason why he even had to say this. Several people came forward about him messaging while they were underage, but I don't know, as far as I could tell, nothing came of that. Zoella, November 14th, 2017. This is titled Christmas Adverts and How We Met. So I just want to say a big thank you to I'm Alex for his video Zoella Advent Calendar Apology is a Lie, because I honestly would not have found this video because it isn't a separate apology video as we know it. It's a half-hearted apology tacked on the end to a 38-minute and 28-second length vlog. The actual apology doesn't start until the timestamp, let's see, 33 minutes in and 33 minutes and 2 seconds in. So if you don't know who Zoella is, she's basically like a UK makeup and lifestyle vlogger. I'd actually heard of her before this because I had seen like a Curb Your Enthusiasm meme where she is like, I knew she was a YouTuber who was talking about writing a book, but essentially like it turns out like she talks about how she was so excited that music plays, and then it shows like just a article title where it said Penguin confirmed that her like book was called Girl Online was ghostwritten. Anyway, since then she has apparently co-written another book with a legit author, and it's part of like the Magpie Society series, so I don't know, maybe she is an author. For this controversy that she's apologizing for was not over her book, but for one of her business dealings. So Zoella had created like an advent calendar for 2017, like the 2017 Christmas season. Essentially, it ended up selling for like 50 euros at the store, and like the overall value of the advent calendar was actually only maybe like 20 euros. So, I mean, it was not only overpriced, but practically doubled the cost of what it should have been. And like, I'll show you like a little picture of what was posted at the time of someone going, this is how much it costs for her advent calendar stuff, and this is how much you could buy for all of the same things except for this price. The apology was very well received at the time, and I think it's just because it's at the end of a very long vlog. Honestly, it's not much of an apology. It's not very sincere.
I love the product. I am all about the creativity. I'm all about getting it from a design to a product. Where my input ends is there. Once that product is done and I'm happy with it, the retailer can decide how much they sell that for. That's completely out of my decision making.
As you can see, she claimed that she wasn't the one who set the price. People who did notice just thought that it was in very poor taste, not that it was a terrible decision. But SHAYTARDS / Shay Carl, November 16th, 2017. I'm sorry. So, family vlogging channel, the first one I mentioned, their original video was deleted, so it's kind of hard to know the stats behind it, but basically Shay Carl of SHAYTARD fame was caught in like a cheating scandal. He had been sexting women online. One of the women released like conversations via Twitter, and Shay Carl's life like fell apart overnight. Keemstar ended up interviewing the woman and that had gone public about Shay Carl's tweets and was like asking her why. I didn't watch that video, I'll be honest with you. But Shay Carl ended up putting out like this car apology video, and I will show you a clip.
Embarrassed, disgusted, and just scared. I want to apologize.
People became very invested in this story. It's also one of the reasons why, like with family vlogs, people are so shocked when there's like cheating involved, just because like we see the day to day, so we kind of get to know them. It's like finding out your best friend cheated on his wife. He says in the video, I want to apologize. I want to say I'm sorry to my wife, my kids, my family, and I want to say sorry to all of you. A lot of people say I don't owe anybody an apology, but I do. I still believe that happiness is a choice. So Shay Carl quit uploading for a while after this. He came back a little later to YouTube, but he ended up just doing a life update. And I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna try to shame the man, but essentially it was kind of a little bit pathetic. And I mean that like in the worst way possible. He admitted to having like alcoholism, and he definitely wasn't in a good place making that follow-up video. He essentially like got to the point where he was like broken and apologizing to Colette, hoping that she would forgive him. More recently on the Shay Carl, sorry, not the Shay Carl channel, the SHAYTARDS channel, I have seen some of the videos that have been uploaded. It's not the daily vlogging, like it's pretty rare updates, but essentially something must have happened where like I don't know if they got back together or they're like in a much better place, but as of early 2021 they have like another video uploaded, mom, dad, all the kids, pets, and they started putting out a couple of videos together. Like I said, not as frequently, but that's honestly probably for the better, and they look to be in a much better place. Jenna Marbles, November 17th, 2017. What happened to my fishies video? So Jenna Marbles, if you don't know, she's an OG YouTuber. She became known for her comedy sketches. She went viral on like a video, I think it was called like how to trick people into thinking you're good looking. Later she did more like comedy craft vlogging, and that's when I became like a big fan of Jenna. The whole video that she put out is 47 minutes and 13 seconds long. 32 minutes of the video is kind of like the apology and her explaining. The rest of the video is the previous video she had taken down and was kind of apologizing for. Jenna was reviewing some of the content, and it essentially had her kind of impulsively going to like a fish store and buying like a tank that was circular. She ended up buying like 5 fish to go into it. PetTube came after her. They were very angry. She admits that she kind of went into the whole situation unprepared. She did go to a specialty store, so she thought that they would maybe like have an understanding about what she needed. And she admits to like kind of relying on the person's like expertise. She admits that she was wrong for not researching ahead of time. Like she talks about how the tank was wrong, plants were wrong, filter, the fish, and she ends up saying like thank you to the PetTube community for like setting her straight. She is like kind of a well-known vegan, but she's not in your face about it. So here's a big misconception. I thought her fish had ended up dying. That is totally wrong. In the video, she talks about how she felt so bad for like doing all this and was afraid that the fish would die, that she ended up bagging them all up and returning them to the store so that they could survive. With this like apology video, it's considered one of like the most genuine apologies on YouTube, and it's like the like gold standard of apologies. So she ended up getting like a lot more cred over this, just because like even the community that she angered, I think would probably, like, I could be wrong, I'm not in the PetTube community, but I think even they could admit she ended up doing the right thing in the end. So like the fish survived. Yay.
Based on that. But I have since learned when I posted this video, because it's a really cool tank. There's, you know, LED lights and like bubbles and stuff. It's rad. But the circular tanks are illegal in some countries because it's seen as cruel. So they basically just like swim around. They think there's predators there. It distorts their vision. Like, it's not good for them. And obviously I would have never bought a circular tank if I had known that. But, you know, again, this is my fault for going in there and not knowing that.
2018. Logan Paul, January 2nd, 2018. So sorry. Jake Paul's brother. Everything I said about Jake from, like, I don't know if it's the previous video or this video, but essentially just like Control C, Control V, except that Logan was never like a Disney star, and Logan has a podcast now. So other than that, they seem to be almost like the exact same person. This is considered one of the most infamous YouTube video, like apology videos of all time. Logan, if you don't know, went to Japan. He went to the suicide forest and he ended up finding a dead body, filming it, and then he put that picture in the thumbnail. It took a while for YouTube to actually remove the video too, if I remember right. I saw this all happening like in real time. It took like a couple of days if I remember right. I will show you a clip of Logan's apology.
I should have never posted the video. I should have put the cameras down and stopped recording what we were going through. There's a lot of things I should have done differently, but I didn't. And for that, from the bottom of my heart, I am sorry.
This apology is really short. It's just under 2 minutes. It's has 59 million views, probably the highest viewed apology videos too. It has 1.7 million likes and 2.5 dislikes. He took a month off of YouTube after this video dropped, and he and his PR team essentially like did a bunch of scrambling and did like a big tour, like an anti like suicide campaign. I don't even know, but it was kind of like a really big deal at the time. Probably one of the most horrendous things a YouTuber has ever done, and he was kind of like considered like the golden child of YouTube. Like, he was definitely an annoying character, but he ended up getting a pass where most people wouldn't have. Shane Dawson, January 10th, 2018. Regarding the rumors about me today. Shane Dawson again. Hopefully I don't have to describe him to you. This apology is a little less than 15 minutes long. It was well received. The first 36 seconds is a video. Essentially, he's videoing himself listening to a replay of his podcast where he makes pedophile jokes, and then he says he showed that to you guys, or to us, the audience, for context. So, and that's when he like kind of freaks out and says, "I'm not a fucking pedophile." A lot of anger and manic energy are in this video. I'll just show you like a quick clip now.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to apologize first. I am sorry that I used to make really shitty fucking jokes. I am sorry that I was so fucking like insecure and like playing this character of this guy who's like crazy and will say anything and like tries to make people laugh by shocking them. That was my thing. That was what I did on YouTube. A lot of people now don't know that.
He says he wanted to explain some of like the shitty things he did in the past. He talks about how like he joked how children were sexy. He talks about how his own past and a long time ago as a child he was molested. He wanted to make a series even about pedophiles in Hollywood. He says that that clip even triggers him, and he says that things are kind of taken out of context. So as I mentioned before, that this video was really like well received at the time. That's because right before this apology video, he did his like past series. He confronts his mom, he confronts his dad. He even finds his dad because his father was like an absent father growing up. He reconnects with his father. He even like did a video where he befriended his hater. He also dropped one of his like popular conspiracy videos. So he was like Shane Dawson at this time was on the rise. And that's why these things were being kind of like dug up from his past. So just so you know too, in this timeline, the reason why this didn't tank him was because after this video, he does his like documentary style series, but he features Trisha Paytas. This would be like the beginning of her redemption arc and his as well. Alfie Deyes vlogs, June 18th, 2018. It says, let's talk about the €1 video. Alfie Deyes, in case you don't know him, is a vlogger and businessman. He apparently has also written a book, which was like an autobiography, and he's also partnered to like Zoella. So Zoella was the one that had like that advent calendar thing, and this was just like a couple months beforehand. In the video that he's apologizing for, he did a video where he tried to live on £1 or like €1 a day. There was a bunch of exposed videos, how he really hammed it up for the original. Like, I remember watching it at the time, and like he even went to like a donut shop, and he ended up like they recognized him, so he ended up getting like a dozen free donuts, which the average person who tried to live on $1 a day, like, I'm sorry, you couldn't even buy a coffee for that. So anyway, he went shopping too, and he says, well, this is, you know, t-shirt, so this really shouldn't count for my $1 a day. He says that things wouldn't really be possible for £1 a day. He is a multimillionaire, I'm assuming, just because he and his partner are like YouTubers. She owns a business, he's a business person. And like, the reason why this wasn't really well received was because his partner Zoella was just in a money scandal with that advent calendar. It didn't look good. It made him look really out of touch. So I will show you a clip of his apology.
And I just want to apologize to everybody that the video has affected, because like I said, I was just stupid. Like, I did not, I'm not excusing anything. I'm taking full hit, my fault, incredibly stupid, incredibly, just didn't think about it.
It's a little over 8 minutes long. It has 76,000 likes and 25,000 dislikes. He also mentioned that he didn't want his video to be like a reflection of the YouTube community. He wanted to thank people that gave him constructive criticism. He admits that his video is like insensitive, and he's a really rich guy that made a video that looked like he was basically taking the piss out of poor people. My UK people, I'm so sorry for that. He mentions that his proceeds that he had made for that £1 a day challenge would actually go to charity, so I'm not sure if that maybe helped him. RiceGum, June 26, 2018. The video is titled, Why Everyone in China Hates Me, ... So if you don't know who RiceGum is, he's a YouTube personality and rapper. He's a hype beast. He's known for his online feuds with other YouTubers. What I know of him is from iDubbbz's Content Cop on Jake Paul. In it, he never actually says the name RiceGum, which honestly, like, I can kind of see why. It's hilarious. I almost didn't like count this as an apology video. Basically, if you don't know the situation, he went to China and did a video there. YouTube ended up taking it down because it was so bad and so racist. He is just trying to explain his side of the story in this video. It's clear he doesn't think that there was anything he really needs to apologize for. In the video, he goes up to strangers and asks where the hoe's at, where the bitch is at. He looks at Chinese characters in this video and goes like, I can't read this. This is, and I quote, ching ching chong. He goes up to food stands and asks where the dogs and cats are being sold. He even like in this video acknowledges how many kids watch his content. No shit, right? He says he can't be racist or say racist things about Chinese people because he's Asian. His apology doesn't start until 4:20 in the video, and I'll show you a clip here.
I'm sorry to all the Chinese people. It will never happen again. Sorry for being disrespectful. I wasn't looking for prostitutes, and I want to come back soon. But like, you know, I'm kind of scared now because like the people out here might, you know, hit me and like beat me up and stuff. So like, just tell them I'm sorry so I can come back. Like, you know what I'm saying?
In case you were wondering if that even sounded slightly sincere, literally 2 seconds later, he says that he thought he was being nice, and then he shows a clip of him forcing an older Chinese man to eat his half-finished ice cream, and he shows another YouTuber hating on him, and he goes, wow, 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 cry me a river, which may sound disrespectful to you, but for that last part at least, I think is actually character development for RiceGum, considering he didn't threaten him with like a diss track on you, bro. So character development for him. Yeah, the whole video is 5 minutes 33 seconds in length, and I wasted how many minutes of my life watching that. It's terrible. So a lot of people agreed. He had, let's see, a lot of dislikes to likes on his video. Like 2/3 of his like to dislikes were dislikes. So Tana Mongeau, Tana Mongeau, I don't know. July 30th, 2018, TanaCon, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Tana Mongeau, hopefully I don't have to repeat. She's already been on this list. This is her TanaCon apology. So, if you don't know the situation, Tana wasn't a feature creator at VidCon. So her ego took a hit, and she decided to throw a big temper tantrum and decided to try to pull her own YouTuber con. It went horribly. People paid for an event and they couldn't get in. There were a lot of free tickets that apparently she gave away too. Most people seemed like they were paying though. People started, when they tried to get into the event, they completely overbooked it. They ended up waiting outside. It was really hot in LA, and they ended up getting sunburned. People became really dehydrated. There were no water bottles. So, and there's like really famous clips of a couple people being taken away in an ambulance. It went as horribly as you could even imagine. So anyway, this video was like her response to it. So I will show you a clip.
Before getting into the video, to sum it all up, to give the people who don't want to sit through everything, the fluff, I'm an idiot. I believed in it, but to be frank, that wasn't enough. To everyone that believed in me, whether you came and you got a sunburn and you waited in line for hours and hours and hours, or you are simply watching along this journey and you believed in me, and I let you down, and I'm sorry. And I will spend the rest of my life trying to make it better.
So essentially, if you didn't get like the overall vibe, she scammed everyone and she placed blame on literally everyone else. So just for context, she had TanaCon, and Shane Dawson ended up, he's a friend of Tana, so he ended up doing like a docu-series on TanaCon and how it went terribly. She wanted to do like an expose on TanaCon and how it went, like show people the behind the scenes stuff. It seemed like it was just like a Shane Dawson thing. He clearly wanted to have like the big scoop and show the series, and he advised her not to do a docu-series on it because he was doing it. So he released this like a month before this video came out. Yeah, this video came out. This was like her apology, but then she does the docu-series anyway, kind of like a mini version of it, because like, I don't know, 10 minutes and 30 seconds and it switches to the docu-series part of it. Like the apology only lasts that long. And I'm not gonna lie, like I figured that out 10 minutes into watching the docuseries part, and like I just quit watching because it wasn't an apology video anymore. It was a docuseries. So the length is insane. The likes to dislikes are not that bad, and that's because Shane Dawson did a redemption arc for her. And like people have just kind of accepted it. So just to kind of show you the mindset and how much like Shane had pull over the internet at this time, Lauren Gav on this video said, hi Tana, I'm the older girl from Shane's video that he interviewed. This is a comment in the comment section. As I said in the video message that was sent to you, there's nothing you can do to fix this situation entirely. Initially, I supported you 100% even after the initial downfall and eventual cancellation of TanaCon, but I'm not going to lie, I definitely had a change of heart once the video footage surfaced of you saying, fans love to be oppressed, which I found particularly upsetting on behalf of my sister and I, as well as every person who waited outside for hours for your event. This is one point of discussion I would have liked to see you address in this video, as well as addressing the lack of records those running the registration seem to have in terms of meetup and who are VIP and who are not. Overall, I think this was a genuine apology for events that followed, a convention which, at the end of the day, did have your name and face attached to it. I think Shane has a point, though, in saying that you and Michael are better off letting this whole ordeal go and making peace with what happened. Thank you from my sister, myself, and thousands of fans who attended TanaCon for at least addressing the situation and giving us a sense of closure. So she got redemption. Like, I don't know. Ariadna Juarez, August 2018. And this is titled Speaking Up About Our Controversial Relationship. So she was a YouTuber, not really that notable. The whole video is 11 minutes long, and people mention that this was like her apology video. I cannot see it because she doesn't really say sorry. But essentially, the only videos I could find were reactions. And let's see. If you don't know the controversy, Ariadna, I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right, she's an 18-year-old woman who got caught dating a 13-year-old. Talk about double standards, because she never got arrested as far as I can tell. Like in the video, I will show you like a clip if I have one right here.
I know everybody was talking about, wow, they're like in a sexual relationship. And just to clear things up, dating does not mean having sexual intercourse. So you cannot say people were having sex just because they were dating. I feel like there's so much more to dating than just sexual relationships. When we spoke to the lawyer, they told us that there's nothing wrong with dating. Dating can mean just coming over to have dinner with a family. But there is obviously issues if it gets to any type of sexual contact.
But essentially, she made a bunch of excuses saying, well, if he came over to my house, like, you know, as long as we're not doing the nasty, it's fine. Like, we love each other. I don't know. How is she not in jail? I did find a person named Ariadna Juarez on Instagram. I could be wrong. I think it's the same person, though. She has the same name. She now has a baby. She's living a great, happy life. I think it's a different guy, but the guy that she had the baby with is also very young looking. Yeah, I don't know what to say. How is she not in jail? Like, because she's a woman. I'll just say that. She's a woman. That's how she's not in jail. I don't know how she can get away with it. It's just sickening. Graveyard Girl, August 16th, 2018. Let's talk. YouTuber, she was a YouTuber that started her channel doing like visits to cemeteries. She did ghost hunting. Shane Dawson did a docu-series on Graveyard Girl, and it kind of helped her rebrand into more of a storytime YouTuber. This is her apology for her Starbucks gold card rant. So essentially she did like a storytime video where she talks about people who have gold card memberships at Starbucks can have like an infinite amount of refills as long as they stay in the store. Well, she decided to like walk out of the store just a little bit one day, and she came back for a free refill where almost everyone on the planet would probably like pay for just another drink. She didn't get a refill. She had to pay for another drink, and she flipped out and did a big story time about it. This is like her apology. I will show you a clip.
And I agree, it was bitchy, and it was crappy, and it was stupid, and it was cringeworthy. But at least now I have the answers, and I know that anything that I said or that I did, you know, in this little inconsequential channel that I have, did not harm or hurt or affect anyone.
So essentially, this is like a storytime apology kind of. I thought it was a re-upload, but Graveyard Girl has like a second channel called Banana Peppers, and this was on her second channel. She talks about how much like privilege she has in order to like even make a video like this. A lot of people in the end thought that she kind of wasted the rebranding opportunity that Shane Dawson gave her in the series. Like, I remember watching it at the time. I didn't rewatch the series just because I didn't have the time. I mean, it took me weeks to get through these apology videos. So anyway, this was her apology for her Starbucks rant. Olivia Jade, August 16th, 2018. I'm sorry. Olivia Jade is the daughter of Lori Loughlin. Loughlin?
Lori Loughlin.
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 Lori Loughlin. I'm not sure how you say that. She's the actress on Full House. I never watched Full House. I did watch all of the Mary-Kate Ashley Olsen content out there, but I never actually saw Full House where they became kind of famous. But essentially, Olivia Jade is the daughter of Lori Loughlin. I think I'm saying that right. I wouldn't classify her as like a YouTuber or influencer. Essentially, the only reason why she's like that is not because of talent, but because people know her mom. In the video, she's apologizing for complaining about college. It's very informal. I will show you like a clip.
It gets so much backlash, and that I feel really, really bad that I even say stuff like that, because I just don't mean to sound that way. And again, I just wanted to come on here and say I'm really sorry to anyone I offended by saying I wasn't excited to do like schoolwork, and for anything else I said that just made me sound kind of like an idiot.
As you can see, she's kind of in bed. For some reason, she has everything black and white. It's a very short apology. It's like 3 minutes and 15 seconds long. It was very well received at the time. Comments are turned off now. Most of that video too at the very end, I shouldn't say most. The video at the very end talks about like her upcoming content. So it's not even a really good apology. But anyway, if you don't know, Olivia Jade had a big controversy where she was talking about how she didn't want to go to college. Her parents kind of wanted it more for her. And her family ended up getting caught in I think it's the FBI did like a big raid called like Varsity Blues, where her mom ended up getting like prison time for it. Essentially, they pretended that Olivia Jade was on the rowing team, and they took pictures of her. She ended up getting like a sports scholarship. She, I don't think, has ever rowed a day in her life. After her mom was like arrested or at least put into prison, Olivia Jade ended up going on the Red Table YouTube show with Jada and Willow Smith to do like another apology. But this was while her, like I said, while her mom was still in prison. So peak pity points right there. Her mom ended up only getting like 2 months in prison, which for anyone else, they would have gotten years in federal prison. But because her mom is famous and they have a lot of money, you know, she only got 2 months. Laura Lee, August 19th, 2018. I'm not entirely sure on the date. I think that could be right. That's my guesstimate. And her video is just titled My Apology. So Laura Lee, if you don't know, she's a makeup YouTuber, business person, blogger. This is probably like the most infamous apology video of all time. She shed absolutely no tears. Basically, a lot of racist tweets came up from Laura Lee's like 2012 like Twitter account. Yeah, she had a lot of racist things on there. And then she was also in like I don't even know what to call it, like a scandal where she and a bunch of other YouTubers were like having their middle finger up in a Twitter picture. I'll explain that in the next apology video, but a lot of YouTubers reacted to this apology. There was one specific video that has like a compilation of reactions, and it really is something. Almost all of those YouTubers have had to issue their own apologies at like one point or another, because like they're also controversial characters, but it is very entertaining. I have a hard time like finding a completely like untouched original video of this, just because I mean, she deleted it and then everyone kept making their own funny edits. But I will show you a clip now.
I want to talk to you guys in this video. It's been so hard. So much possible. So hard. It's probably the hardest things I've ever done. I'm so sorry.
As you could see, someone put like the original captions to that video, and the original captions were also of someone trolling her. Even Watch Mojo did like YouTuber apologies, and they had to upload clips from ripped versions that had like those hilarious captions. So it's funny. Good times. So Gabriel Zamora, August 21st, 2018, My Truth. So if you don't know Gabriel Zamora, he's a makeup YouTuber known for being the first male artist for Michelle Phan's company Ipsy, which is like, I don't know, I only know Ipsy from being like a boxed makeup company, like subscription services, but like I'm sure it's expanded since then. This whole video is like 48 minutes and 56 seconds long. It has like a lot of likes compared to dislikes. He starts off with a giant sigh going, I just had to put that out there. Gabriel Zamora essentially was like apologizing for the same thing. So you're going to notice like groups of people apologizing at a time because they're all kind of caught up in the same drama. This is the same thing that Laura Lee's apologizing for. So essentially I'll go in order of his video. So Gabriel Zamora starts off with his first apology being to his audience. It's like a minute in. His second apology I will show here as a clip.
The second apology that I owe is for an old tweet of mine that resurfaced from 2012. I don't want to give you excuses as to what my train of thought was. Just know that it was ignorant and it was stupid, and it didn't come from hate. I know a lot of people on the internet have said that I am a racist based on that tweet. I ask that before you say those words, you now take time to realize what that means.
So as you can see, he was apologizing for a racist tweet. And then his third apology was to Jeffree Star with like the tweet photo that I will show here now. So he has this caption called "Bitch is bitter because without him we're doing better." The apology was the first like 5 minutes of the video, and the rest of it was like a story time of him like explaining the context of the situation. He said that the photo was a recreation of Kylie Jenner's photo, and he was the one who basically put the caption that referenced Jeffree Star. He never said Jeffree's name. But everyone knew it was shading Jeffree. And he admits that it was a shady move, but he says that he was hungover and he wanted to defend his friends. At one point, he says the energy you put into the world, that is what you get back, which I thought was kind of interesting. So it's kind of like a live by the sword, die by the sword kind of thing. Anyway, he kind of ends up throwing everyone else under the bus. He talks about how everyone were planning their apologies, like him, Laura Lee, Manny Mua. And that gets into my next point, where he was really shading Manny Mua. I think that's how I'm saying it right. Yeah. Next apology, as I said, group apologies, Manny Mua, August 22nd, 2018, and it's titled My Reality Check. You don't know Manny Mua. He's a beauty vlogger. He's the first male ambassador for Maybelline. He's also the owner of Lunar Beauty. His apology is like 25 minutes and 26 seconds in length. Likes and comments are turned off. Where do I start? I decided to pick this video, even though there are like 2 to 3 other videos to pick from Manny at this time, because this was like an apology / response to Gabriel Zamora's video, and he calls Gabriel Gabbie, so I will show you the clip now.
I want to apologize to Gabbie because watching that video, I can see the hurt in his eyes and I understand where he's coming from 100%. And looking back, I would change things if I could.
So he talks about the drama with Laura Lee, Gabriel, Jeffree, Patrick Star. He apologizes for the photo. He gives his response to Gabriel Zamora. He says that overall his pattern of behavior that he has with his friends is something that he's going to address in private, and do what he can like to the public. He talks about his falling out with Jeffree Star. Sorry, not Jeffree Star. With Patrick Star. Sorry. Patrick Star, and Patrick Star is with 3 R's. He talks about how he's back at his parents' house and they gave him kind of like a big reality check. Like they told him how he's changed and how he tried to reach out. And then he announced his break from YouTube. Laura Lee, September 25th, 2018. It's just called Let's Chat and the date. So this is known as Laura Lee's apology for her apology. Comments and likes are disabled, probably for a good thing. She kept it at 3 minutes, 43 seconds long, thank God. And she talks about how while she was gone for the whole month, she learned so much. So here's a clip.
I owe you guys a sincere apology. In that video, I come off more as a victim. I am not a victim in any way, form, or fashion in this situation.
And that will take us through 2018. All right, guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to split this video up, but if I do, this is like part 1 or like the finishing part of the video. And I'm so sorry. I tried going through this as quickly as I can, but I wanted to give context for people who are kind of like newer to the platform, who don't know about the entire history or genre of apology videos. So if you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. I would highly recommend just checking out the description box down below so you can see all of the videos that I kind of took from, or at least like know the context behind some of the videos with the original videos, or at least re-uploads that I could find linked down there. So thank you guys so much and have a great day. Bye.